Good morning. My name is Beth Gallick, and I'm the Executive Director of the Bay Area Manufacturers Association. BAMA is an industry-focused membership organization serving the manufacturing industry in the Tampa Bay region. We're the official representative of the Florida Makes Network here in Tampa. Our solutions are designed to help companies address current challenges, create new opportunities for growth, and achieve measurable results. As you know, October was Manufacturing Month, and we've been hosting free virtual events and activities since the beginning of October. We had so many companies to show you. We're now into November. Our goal is to showcase today's advanced manufacturing technology and high-wage career opportunities. Following the live presentation, all the tours are available on demand on our Manufacturing Month Hub. So if there's a few you've missed, take a look at them. Before we begin, I'd like to go over a few housekeeping items. If you're having any technical difficulties, please click on the square with a question mark found at the bottom of your screen. My team and I will be interacting with you through the event Q&A box. So why don't you say hello? Say good morning and let us know where you're joining us from. Are you with a local school or a local company? And we love questions. So throughout today's presentation, please type your questions in the Q&A box. Today, we're visiting Monin Gourmet Flavorings. They were founded in 1912 in Bourges, France, and family-owned for 3 generations. Monin is the premier provider of quality flavoring solutions. With manufacturing facilities in 3 continents and distribution to more than 145 countries, Monin is recognized as the global flavor leader. And today we're so happy to have with us Chief Production Officer Mike Brewster and VP of HR Megan Myers. So Mike, if you would introduce yourself and tell us a little bit why manufacturing is important to you.
Good morning. Thank you, Beth, for the introduction. Why is manufacturing important to me? I love manufacturing, love tangible products, love to make products that people enjoy. I think speaking for our crew here that all work in manufacturing, they love for the same reasons. They like to see the products be used by all of our customers. So secondary reason for appreciating in manufacturing careers is just that. You can make a very good living doing a lot of very interesting work manufacturing products.
Thank you, Mike. And Megan, I'd like to welcome you. And if you could introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about why manufacturing is important to you.
Sure, Megan Myers. Thanks for joining us. I love manufacturing. I never thought about it as a career opportunity until I got into it. And since then, like to emphasize what Mike said, there's something so exciting about going out to a restaurant and seeing your product and saying, hey, I helped make that. Not me personally, but I helped hire the people who helped make that. So it's really exciting. There's something about me personally who I love the continuous improvement and the spirit of curiosity and innovation. And I think that fits well in manufacturing. So,
Thank you so much, Megan. And I'd like to welcome Paula DeLuca, who is here. Good morning, Paula, and good morning, Bill Kuna from Coast Systems. So thanks for joining us again. If you are joining us today, tell us hello and put those questions in the Q&A box. Monin has put together a virtual plant tour for us. So let's go ahead and view that. And remember, ask those questions along the way. Thank you so much. That was such an informative look at everything that goes into your products. So thank you so much for putting that together. We do have a few more people saying hello. Marilyn Barger from Flate. Hello, Marilyn. She is here. So we do have a few questions coming in. And the first question, are any of the flavors sourced in Florida?
Wow, that's a great question. I don't believe that any, so we have about somewhere close to 200 different flavors now across all of our different product lines. The logical one that you would think, right, would be something like Plant City strawberries or orange or lemons or something like that. But I don't believe, well, I don't know the answer to that. I mean, we buy from a lot of, we buy flavors from a lot of different flavor companies that concentrate them. There's a very good chance, but I'm going to do some digging and have that answer ready for the next time it's asked.
Thank you, Mike. And we can also send updates to the folks that are on the call today.
Just a answer to that, I know we source our pure cane sugar flavor from Florida, because we do get sugar from Florida. So.
Yes, very good to know. Thank you, Megan. So you talked about different product lines. How many different product lines do you have?
So manufactured in the Clearwater facility, we manufacture flavored syrups, tea and coffee concentrates. We do a whole line of organic products and sugar-free products in the syrup category. We also bottle fruit purees and glycerin-based concentrated flavors. We also have 2 other product lines that were launched this year due to the complications associated with COVID. We actually learned how to bottle hand sanitizer. And we also have launched some new products recently in the area of nutritional supplements. We have a product called Immunity Boost, which is gaining a lot of interest and traction. And lastly, we don't have a big presence in the retail channel, but we hope to grow that. We produced for the first time 3 ready-to-drink home-crafted cocktail mixes. So to answer it with a short answer, it's about 7 different categories of products that we now are able to manufacture.
And Mike, how challenging was it to switch from doing flavorings to hand sanitizer? What measures did you have to put in place to make that all work?
The buzzword that everybody loves to use is pivot. There's probably a more drastic word to describe what that took. From going from manufacturing sugar-based or syrups to something that is around 80% alcohol-based, it was a major undertaking. We have none of the fillers that were mentioned have the capability of operating at those high alcohol contents. So we literally used a combination of tabletop fillers and hand or manual application processes to make all the hand sanitizer that we ultimately bottled. So it was a major undertaking for us. It actually came at a good time. Looking back, our sales dropped dramatically in April due to the impact of basically the economy shutting down. We, as an essential business, we're working, and hand sanitizer gave us something great to focus on. It ultimately paid huge dividends for us. We were able to support a lot of first responders. We were able to provide it to a number of medical facilities. And then ultimately, the hand sanitizer ended up going to restaurants as they reopened. So it actually helped us as far as job security goes. Those are all unintended benefits of doing it. When we first did it, we were just trying to satisfy a need. But looking back on it, it actually had a lot of huge benefits for our business this year.
Huge benefits for you and for those that were in need of hand sanitizer, because that was very difficult to find. So that's wonderful that you were able to do that. We had a question come in. How many hand sanitizer bottles have you manufactured?
It was around 100,000 1-liter bottles, which a 1-liter bottle, each 1-liter bottle has about 300 doses or 300 pumps. So if you, we manufactured and we filled hand sanitizer bottles in bottles we had that we actually originally put syrup in. So it was large bottles of hand sanitizer in equivalence of smaller bottles that are out there. It's obviously a factor of 3 or 4, but yeah, it was about 100,000 bottles.
Right.
We still, incidentally, we still have some inventory left. We are still looking to schools that need it. We're still making donations as requests come in.
Okay, wonderful. That's good to know. So we know where to get our hand sanitizer now, because it's still, definitely an in-demand item. So Jamie Morlock says she's glad to hear that you were able to be creative and give back to the community. So thank you. So thank you for that, Jamie. And you do give back to the community quite a bit. Can you talk about some other initiatives you have in just giving back to the community that you live and work in?
Megan, you're the best nurse.
Yeah, so we try to do initiatives at a local level and a global level. We have 2 main initiatives at the global level that we support. One of them is Grounds for Health. A lot of our customers are coffee customers or coffee drinkers. So Grounds for Health is an organization that in coffee growing areas, there's a high rate of cervical cancer. And this organization helps give health care for these, the women working in that area. Another one at the global level is called Grounds for Health, CORE, which is Children of Restaurant Employees. And the restaurant employees sometimes do not have health insurance, and this will help them for whatever they need. So those are 2 of the bigger ones that we support. On a local level, we do lots. We have our syrup that gets recycled that we can't sell, whether it's filled too high, it wasn't the right product. If there's any quality issues, we'll retain the syrup and we donate that to a local bee farmer who uses that to help feed the bees for colony collapse. We also do lots of smaller initiatives. If any employees are interested in anything, their own something that's important to them, we often want to support that. We do Salvation Army. Every year we do an angel tree donation. So lots of different initiatives at the local level. Plus we support manufacturing education, which is important to us.
Thank you. It's so wonderful to see how much you give back to the community. So thank you for that. And you both are very, very involved in BAMA as well. So we thank you for everything that you've done for our organization. Megan right now is the chairperson for our golf fundraiser coming up next week. So Megan has worked extremely hard, and it's going to be a really successful event. So personally, I'd like to thank you for all your help on that. But going back to, quality assurance, it's so reassuring to know that you test the products as they come in, before production and following. Can you, Mike, maybe talk a little bit about the importance of quality assurance and what that process looks like?
So that was, you actually summarized it pretty well, Beth. So it does start with, in the video it mentioned the 4 to 5 truckloads of dry sugar that come in every day. That is, we actually on a daily basis turn those 4 to 5 trucks into liquid syrup almost every day. Those raw materials are checked for the first one that's checked is the color content. So when you take dry sugar and turn it into liquid, depending on where it's grown, the time of year, it can pick up impurities from soil. So they actually look at, right away, they look at when it's dissolved in water, what color does it turn into? Because if you look across, we have some highly colored syrups, hazelnuts running today, strawberry, but we also have some colorless syrups. People like their peppermint to be colorless, or they like their mojito mix to be colorless, or cotton candy, cupcake. So one of the first checks they do is on color. From after the sugar is received, the next grouping of product tests occur when batches are made. Samples are pulled after a batch is completed, and it's checked for density, it's checked for bricks or sugar concentration. We have every batch is tested for taste or the organoleptic properties. And all of this is done before the batch is even approved for pasteurization. So all those steps are done, and the parameters are met, and the quality assurance lab allows the system to move forward. And after it's approved, we run the process, we run the pasteurizer, bottles are filled, and bottles that come off the line, the very first thing they're tested for is sugar concentration, organoleptic tests, cap, torque, or tightness. There's other quality assurance checks being done to ensure the code information is correct and that the labels are on properly and that boxes are glued correctly. So the quality assurance group, in addition to the front end testing, is an integral part of the manufacturing operation.
So many details. And what would you say your most popular flavor is?
It's hands down vanilla. So popular that it runs every couple of days. One of our biggest challenges when you have the number of flavors that we have is getting them all made on a periodic basis. So we typically run 8 to 10 flavors per day. Like I said, vanilla runs every couple of days in that rotation just to make sure we keep the customers that like it as much satisfied.
That's wonderful. And, you know, manufacturers are so innovative. Can you talk a little bit about your accumulation tower and how that came to be and, you know, that innovation, because it saved you so much time in the production?
It came out of necessity. Sometimes that is the innovation process, right? Sometimes you have to solve challenges. What was interesting about it, we had filling equipment that would bottle at about 150 bottles a minute, but we had a case packer that was described in the video of being 2-part case packer, where it had a robotic arm pick up bottles and transfer them to cases. That packed at about 80 bottles a minute. So when we went to identify the case packer that we wanted and looked at its space requirements, we quickly discovered that we'd have to apply some innovative thought. We'd have to use, it's interesting in the video, the word airspace, but in fact, when you have a 30-foot high building, it's really important when you can use that space. So then we started looking at how to build in accumulation. Then, as a natural follow-up to that, it became, well, in addition to adding accumulation, where can we gain efficiency? And if you add the right amount of accumulation and account for the time it takes to rinse the filler between flavors, you add the 2 hours of production time every day. And for us, that's 12,000 to 15,000 bottles, depending on what's running. So it was a combination of trying to solve a space problem, trying to gain efficiency, trying to increase output, all of the above. But that's how that idea came to pass. And I think that's kind of, Megan mentioned the continuous improvement mindset. And one of the things that we've learned as we doubled production in the last 6 years is that ideas come from everywhere, innovations come from everywhere. And if you do a lot of small things, you can have a really big impact. And that accumulation tower project was one example. But it's the thought process behind it is in everything that we try to do on a daily basis on the production floor.
And not only, do you think of the innovations, but you're also, you think of the customer and, what their needs are in, just developing the glass or the plastic bottles, depending on what industry they're in, and you think about the environment, trying to keep the boxes, still strong and sturdy, but environmentally friendly. So it's very interesting to see all the different things that are in consideration in creating these products.
Yeah, and I think one of the interesting things about Monin, having worked some other manufacturing places in my career, one of the really neat things about Monin is that we have manufacturing on site, but we have all the peripheral activities. And it's really neat to see the cafe and the innovation kitchen mentioned, because those have customer activity every day. And that customer activity leads to work in our R&D lab. Work in our R&D lab, lands on products like I mentioned, whether it be immunity boost, the home crafted cocktail mixes, just simple new flavors on syrup. All of the above happens on a daily basis on the peripheral of a manufacturing operation. So to sit here as a representative of manufacturer supporting Manufacturing Month, one of the messages I would like to just emphasize is that how exciting it can be to work at a manufacturing site, because all of them have variations on the site that we have, just probably different product lines.
Exactly. And there's so many different job opportunities within your organization and most manufacturing companies. What are some of the different job opportunities? Maybe what is an entry-level position? And what are some other different areas that they could work in your company?
Megan, you want to take it? You want me to?
I want to know how you become the food scientist. What experience do you need for that one? I'm going to apply.
We, like Mike said, and you said, a plethora of different job opportunities. At the entry level in manufacturing, you would have our operator type position. And we have several levels of operator. So initially, it would be somebody who has an interest in hands-on work, but then has the potential to develop, can work with computers. We do have a lot of computer interface, so it's not all hands-on work. So that would be the entry level in manufacturing. We also have a huge supply chain warehouse. So it's pretty cool to see people. A lot of people at our at Monin have worked here for a long time and have moved on into different areas of the company. Some people have worked in every different department. So it is neat to see that growth. you asked about the flavor scientist. So yes, that would need some sort of background in science, and there's flavor science degrees. So yeah, that is one of the entry level positions, and then it also can progress.
That's good to know that there's, a career path. And how would someone, Megan, apply for a position within your company?
So we do have our positions posted on our website, but we also post on Indeed. We do a lot of hiring from within. So if, we promote from within when we can. But sometimes we do need to go outside. We also use temporary agencies from time to time, and we're part of the manufacturing collaborative, Tampa Bay Works, trying to increase interest in manufacturing and develop that talent through boot camps. Like AMP Skills is doing a manufacturing boot camp right now.
Yes, so that's wonderful that you have all those different areas that you can pull from. And we did have a question come in along that topic. What challenges do you face with skilled labor to program, operate, and maintain your robotics?
Mike, do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, I'd like to say that we have robotics around here now. So that machine is no longer here. We don't have robotics as you envision them right now. We have a project. The video mentioned our new plant that opened this year in Sparks, Nevada. We are actually working diligently with a local Tampa area company on a robotic solution for inserting shrink wrap pumps in cases of 4 bottles. So we will actually be back into robotics later this year. Most of the expertise here has been just people that were here when the equipment was installed. Learned at the time with the technicians that provided training. We've been fortunate to not have much turnover, but as we add to new technology, the relationships that we have with the local colleges, as well as some of the technology providers, we're going to need to lean on heavily both to gain the initial ability, but also to evolve as we add new technology. Things like 3D scanning and printing is something that we work with St. Petersburg College on a number of projects. It's been a great from the learning on the college end for the student. It's been great for the learning on the maintenance technician end for the Monin employee. So we'll do and need to do and utilize every possible relationship that we have to bridge the skills that we don't.
And Marilyn Barger gave a comment. She'd like to thank Monin, Mike, and Megan for all you've done for STEM education in the Tampa Bay area. So thank you for that. Another question along the continuous improvement topic, do you train in Lean Six Sigma?
Not like some companies out there do it. Some companies say we're going Six Sigma and imply complete resources behind it. We apply lean manufacturing as it applies to driving the performance we're looking for. So we use 5S on the floor where it improves things. We do spend a lot of time on root cause analyses for a lot of reasons. The biggest one is when mistakes occur, getting to the actual root cause and preventing them from happening again. So I would say our lean application is targeted for the types of the results we're aiming for, and we try to stay as cost effective as we can all the time. So doesn't mean there aren't opportunities for more. And the things that we've learned with a new plant and the things that we've learned with an old existing plant never we never run out of improvement opportunities or ways to implement more lean.
It's a good attitude. And looking back, talking about potential employees, what advice would you have to students that, are in middle or high school? What can they do to position themselves for a career in manufacturing?
Oh boy. That's always a fun one to answer. I mean, I love manufacturing. I've been in it since 1988. So the doors that open and the opportunities that happen, I still pinch myself for some of the things that I've experienced in my career. I think for high school students or middle school students, you have the so-called harder technical skills, and you have the also bucketed soft skills, or as I like to think of them, as necessary skills. I would say the first thing is keep an open mind about manufacturing. I think the factories of old are no longer. There's a lot of exciting technology. There's a lot of reliance on computers. There's this exciting thing called artificial intelligence, and all that fits right into what young people are passionate about, what they love to do. So I would say open-mindedness, the things that others have taught us over the years about being dependable, reliable, communicating well, all those things are, important too. But I guess the shortest part of the answer is just keep an open mind. Don't rule out manufacturing. Get to know the manufacturers in your area. We're very blessed because of some of the STEM work we've done and some of the school relationships we've had. We're really blessed by people knowing us, people reaching out to us, and our pipeline coming from people who know that they can start here and 10 years or 15 years be doing something that they never ever even envisioned as to where their career would take them. So
thank you for that, Mike. And Megan, would you like to answer the same question in your perspective?
Sure. I would say, stay curious, and if you're interested in something, stick with it and keep trying. You may not get the answer right away, but stick with it. Have that grit, that curiosity, and resilience. If something doesn't go exactly how you want it to go right away, just stick with it. And then I agree on the soft skills. Working on your communication skills, your dependability, reliability. Show up. Show up to class. Turn in your homework. Do all of those to do.
And how old do you have to be to work at Monin? We get this question a lot.
Yeah, we do have an 18. You do have to be 18.
And this is the top question. So what's salary or, starting out pay, and, what could they work up to as far as the salary?
The sky's the limit, right? I guess it depends on sales and how we're doing, but we do try to, if the company is doing well, we do try to reward the employees. And I think that's been exciting for all of our employees throughout my tenure here, I've been here for 10 years, and I think it's something that the employees really feel good about. You work hard and the company does well together. The employees have the opportunity to do well. But we do have a starting pay right now. We're proud of. It's $14 an hour, so we're proud of that. And we're, it's in different positions. So depending on what position you're in, it can go up and down. So that's something we work towards, and we're proud to have that.
It's an excellent starting position or starting salary. So we're still having some questions come in. Oh, and Megan, you know, speaking of salary, that's really not the only benefit to working at Monin. What are some of the other benefits? I'm sure you have health benefits and other things in addition to salary. So when students are looking, they shouldn't only consider the salary, they really should consider the whole package.
Right. So we have a pretty great culture here, and to me, I think of that as one of the benefits of working here. We do also offer competitive health insurance, time off from work, PTO time, so retirement planning. We support education and continuing education.
And do you offer any internship programs?
From time to time we do. We usually, in the past, we've always done them in the summer, and you know, when it works right for us, we don't have a formal internship program, but we do offer internships when it works for both the intern and for us.
And you both indicated that you've been with Monin for very, you know, a great number of years. Do you find that typical with a lot of your employees?
Yeah.
So I've been here, it'll be 7 years in February. I am amazed when I look at the service award plaques from people who've been here 10 years, 15 years, and more. We have actually 2 years we have 2 employees who celebrated 25 years here, and that's pretty much the length of time that there's been a business here in Clearwater. So we have some people who've been here from the very beginning. And I would emphasize something that Megan said, and it can't be probably stated enough that the culture is very special. Marilyn mentioned you know, the work with STEM, and we have a lot of people who really like being here. They care deeply about each other. They have best friends, and you know, it is the so-called family environment that people aim for, but it's still highly structured and highly professional and highly focused on growth. So yeah, I've been here 7 years. The business doubled in 7 years, and the CEO, when he told me it would, and he's predicting it again. So we have another plant sitting in Sparks that will hopefully take us from our 25 million to 50 million in another 7 years. So there's going to be lots of opportunity for existing employees and lots of opportunity to add new ones who want to be part of something special.
And along that lines, we have a comment from one of our BAMA members, Suzanne Chambers. She has known Monin for many years and has never heard a negative comment from anyone who has ever worked there. This is unheard of these days. People love working there. It's all that sugar that you're bringing in, but I'm sure it's a lot more than that.
I can say though that this year with COVID has been more challenging than any year at any time, and it's tested everyone to find you know how to navigate difficult situations. So hopefully.
Mike, we're having a little trouble hearing you. I don't know if maybe if you refresh.
I'm not sure. It's very kind. It's very nice to hear.
We may be losing Mike.
Oh.
Okay,
anyway,
there we go.
Take it away, Megan.
I think he's back on, but we appreciate that, Suzanne and everybody else who said kind things. Like Mike said, I could hear Mike. He was starting to say that this has been a really challenging year, and it's really tested everyone. And I concur. It has been a really stressful, challenging year, but it also has been cool to see everybody come together to solve problems and support each other, and we're all proud of the work we've done this year.
Well, I must have only been me because other people heard Mike too, so I must have been the only one that was having some difficulties. So we had another question, Megan, come in. If you use staffing agencies to hire engineers.
Yeah, we use staffing agencies from time to time to use to hire when we need to. We initially tried to do it ourselves, but when we're having a difficult time, we will sometimes bring in assistance.
Okay, wonderful. And is there anything in closing? We're getting close to the end of our program. So anything you'd like to just put out there in closing to students or members of the community about manufacturing careers, what it's like to work in manufacturing, or where you see manufacturing going in the next few years?
Mike, do you want to take that?
I'm by no means an expert on where manufacturing is going the next few years. I'm hopeful that the manufacturing community has learned a lot due to the impact that the COVID pandemic placed on the manufacturers and the supply chain. I believe that a lot of things are learned about products we need to have more supply of, products we need to have more of a capability to manufacture or pivot to. So I'm confident that there's going to be a reset on manufacturing and supply chain, and it's going to be positive as it relates to careers in those areas. So I would just, my parting comment would be, keep an open mind. Investigate manufacturing. Know that in any manufacturing environment, there's lots of cool careers, and you never know where your path will take you if you give it a shot. So thank you very much for joining us today. We're going to try to do our best to be supportive and be a good partner of the community, and keep making great products.
Thank you, Mike. And Megan, did you have any closing comments?
Thank you everyone for joining us. It's exciting to share our story. We appreciate you joining in.
Thank you. Well, thank you both for everything that you have done for manufacturing, STEM education. Thank you for putting this video together. I would like to remind everyone that we will have these videos available on demand, so you can go back and watch, or, invite others to watch as well. We just want to spread the word about manufacturing and the wonderful careers opportunities that are available. So thank you everyone for joining us, and we will see you at the next live event or virtual event. Thanks, and have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Beth.